Hi, I'm Janette Burke, online media personality, TV show, podcast host, MC speaker, on-camera podcast, YouTube channel creator, trainer. We're back with another Janette's Tips and Sips. So pour yourself a cup of tea and come and join me. Today, I'm talking about how to do the perfect smoky eye. Now, I've already started ahead of you, so I'll tell you what I did to prep it, and then we'll continue. I always put eye primer first, and then, if I'm going to use concealer or foundation and powder. So that's already done. Then I shape my brow. So when I say shape my brow, I mean my brows are done professionally. I have them taken care of. But when I shape it in between appointments, I follow the line of what has already been created for me. And so the first thing I do is I start brushing them up, right? So you take the brush on the tip of your eyebrow pencil or whatever you use. If you don't use pencil, if you use like another type of eyebrow product. But you want to shape it because it's hair, right? We have to brush our hair every day, including our eyebrow hair. So we just shape it. And then I put a little bit of this, which is an eyebrow glue. And that also has a brush. So you're just going to put a dab of it on. Okay, because you don't want it too much pronounced. Let it dry for about 2 seconds. And then you're going to take your eyebrow pencil. I use pencil. Some people use gel. Some people use other things. I like pencil. And I just shape it along where it's already been shaped, And this is really good for when you're tinting. Like I get the tinting when I do the shaping. When it starts to sort of come down a bit and you got to fill it in more to get that color, to get that shape. All right, so you don't want to use too much. Then you just kind of want to take your finger, smooth it out, make sure it's even on both sides. And sometimes I take powder and I put it on a flat brush like this. Some powder. It could be white powder or it could be regular powder. And I just put a little powder to even it out. Okay, so now we're ready to start our actual eye makeup. And I'm trying to get my hair out of the way so you can actually focus on my eyes. All right, so I obviously am a big believer in makeup brushes, not sponges, and I have several sets, but I have one set in particular that's just for the eyes. And I use it in conjunction with my main set that is also for the eyes. So we're going to review now what is for the eyes. You need the blending brush. You need this brush, which is the flat brush for the crease. And you need also this brush, which is, it's not exactly a full eyeliner brush, but you can use it as an eyeliner brush. Okay, so what I do first is I decide, okay, what am I wearing today? And then I got to find the shadows that match with that outfit. So I have different palettes. I'm a big palette person. I like it. Like this, for example, is a palette from Wet n Wild. It has these different colors, neutrals, but it also has like a black and a green color and like a mulberry color, which is actually very good for my type of eye. So you have to know what color your skin tone is. I have very light skin. I have green eyes. You want to use colors that enhance that, but also match with the clothing that you're wearing. So I like to keep things pretty neutral for the most part. Sometimes I'll put in a drop of color, especially if I want it to match my outfit. So let's start with today what I did. So I took this palette and I see that you might not see it as close on the camera, but this top has silver, white, black, and well, it's like a gold with also like an orangey gold in it. So I find the colors that match that best. So the first thing I do is I use the highlighter, which is like a yellowy tinge. And I just put some right here underneath the eye to open up the eye. Because that's what we want to do. We want to open up the eye. Okay, make it as good as possible. Blend it through so it's even with the brow. And then you can put a little bit right here in the crease over here, just to open your eye a little bit. And again, we're doing a smoky eye. Okay, then I look to see what other colors match best. And I wanted to use this sort of silvery gold blend because it matches so well with the color of the shirt. And I just bring that through, a little bit over here. So what I do to one side, I do to the other side. Blend it all together. And then I go in with the flat brush. So I did a mix of the sort of a goldy color with the not quite brown. It's more on the mulberry side. And it's better for my shade. You could also use a dab of gray, but I want it to sparkle. And I want to avoid anything to make it like a hooded eye. So I'm going in with an angle on the top part of your eye. So this is where it meets. This is where you want it. Now, you want to also blend with your finger so it doesn't become too heavy. And do the same thing on both sides. And then underneath. Gonna put some underneath too, just to smooth that out. Give your eye a bit of pop. So I don't know if you guys, I mentioned it before, but I'm going to tell you again. My mom was a makeup artist. So I've actually been doing makeup since I was like 11, 12 years old. I used to lock myself in the bathroom and do makeup. Take all her stuff, borrow it, and do makeup. And of course, she wasn't too happy with that. But eventually I learned to be old enough to do it myself and wear it every day. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that color that's a bit on the maroony side. You could mix it with black, but I don't. That's because when I started, I used actually a black gel eyeliner initially before I put the shadow on. I like to put my eyeliner on first and I fix it as needed, okay? I go all the way across till about here, okay? And I use gel. I think gel is much better for the camera than liquid because liquid tends to make your eyes bulge a bit or bugger out, as they say, and it changes the balance of your face for the camera. So I like to use gel. So I do that first, and then if I need to, I will clean it up with a little bit of Q-tip, or if I don't use my saliva, you can use, it's better actually to use a little bit of eye makeup remover, but not too much, because if you use too much, you're going to ruin everything. So you got to keep it pretty light on the tip of the Q-tip. And so then what I'm going to do is take this brush, which I put with the two colors, and just smooth it out, but not all the way, just on the end to give it a bit of an angle. Give my eye a little more angle, a little more shape. And then I go right underneath as well. And then I blend it all together with my finger. Okay, I like it blended well. And then sometimes what I do is I go back in with this blending brush and just sort of go like this again, just to give it a little shimmer. Make sure it's all evenly blended. Do this again, do this on both sides. Make sure it's fully the way I like it. And then, of course, my mascara has already been applied before. So I'm not doing mascara. Well, I can show you if you want me to. But I've already got it on, so I'm not going to add more. But I like to do my mascara before, with my liner, before I do the shadow. And that's because if you get like a dab that you ruin, right? It can come up here and I don't want to have to do it over again. So I just do it like that. Then after that, again, I'm going to just take my underneath and make sure it's all cleaned up. And then to open the eye, because it depends on what kind of shape eye you have, but I have a certain type of eye and it can go small if you don't do it well. So I like to go in the actual, in here, opening the eye with a lighter color. So I'm using a silver, but you could just as easily open it with a white. And it does make your eyes look a lot bigger, especially on camera, because It opens them wide up. Okay, so that's what I'm doing. And I also like to sometimes take a pop of color. Now, this would be my pop of color today. So it would match with the color of my shirt. And if I want, I will put a little bit. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I just leave it with the natural sort of look of a more flat colors like black or the mulberry. Mulberry's a little less harsh. You don't always go super black. That too much black does not look good on camera, and it also makes your eyes close in. But just this little pop of color with the blue is nice, you know, if you're wearing something that matches that. And that, my friends, is how I do every day a eye makeup job with smoky eye. I, of course, balance it out with the rest of my makeup and my lips. And I try to keep my lips nude, but we'll talk about that another time. I'll show you how to do the perfect nude lip. So, where can you get all these products? Well, they're very easily accessible. You can find them almost anywhere. I have affiliate links below, linking everything so you can check it out. You can use the same products that I do. I am very fussy about what I'm buying. I like certain products because I like their texture, I like their color schemes, and I like how they blend well. If I don't find that I'm terribly fussy on it, I won't use it. I typically get my makeup at Sephora or at the MAC counter. I have been known to use other products too that are less expensive. I like e.l.f. cosmetics, for example. I also use Wet n Wild sometimes. These are very affordable and can be found in most drugstores as well as on my affiliate links below. Again, it's all about choosing the right colors for you, but you can see the difference. If you want your eyes to pop, you've got to make them bigger. And you have to know when to introduce color and when not to introduce color. So that was my quick little lesson for you guys today on how to make your eyes smoky, looking good. So join me next time for another Janette's Tips and Sips. Bye for now.